Welcome back to the Cindy Laverty Show nationwide on CRN Digital Talk Radio. You know, if you are a family caregiver, and there's 67 million of them in America right now, providing $450 billion a year in free care and services, and you need some help and you need some information, I'm encouraging you to visit my beautiful new website at empoweredcare.com. It's empoweredcare.com. Send me an email. Let me know how I can help you. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and, you know, join the conversation. We're building a nice community of people there and people who really want to take action. I'm not about having people live in the pity party over this. I'm about people taking action. So my guest today is Ann Vertel, and wow, Ann, it's great to have you here. And we were just talking before the break about all these women, entrepreneurs who you have talked to and worked with and who would start off bigger and faster in the beginning. Tell me more about that.
Well, I think that it's a common belief that you have to build your business slowly.
Yes.
And the truly successful women entrepreneurs that I know, I mean, we're talking 6 and 7 figures, they disagree with that. They believe you start off, but you can change that curve really fast. And they said the one thing that they would do differently if they were to do it again would be to hire help sooner. And that's sort of a tough pill to swallow when you say, well, I can't afford it.
Right.
But they look at it as an investment, because anytime somebody else is doing something that anyone can do, you are freed up to do the things that only you can do.
Right.
So if in running a business, if what you're doing is the creativity portion of it,
right?
Perhaps you have an information marketing business and you are creating, books and videos and teleconferences, and you're
right.
doing live events and stuff. You're the talent basically, and you have to be involved in that. So if you're busy, fixing the HTML on your website, it takes away from your ability to create the things that are going to generate income for you. So they said they would hire sooner, and each time they've done that, you start off by hiring somebody to clean your house.
Right.
But what you have to do, of course, when somebody's cleaning is you're working. And then you hire a virtual assistant, and they start to take care of some of the other stuff, and you hire somebody who is going to handle your website. And each time they've hired a new person, they felt, I can't afford to do this. But they really came down to, I can't afford not to do this.
Okay, but let's talk about the I can't afford to do this, because they're really, I mean, how do you pay people if you can't afford to do it? What do you do?
Well, and that's, that can be creative too. I know a lot of virtual assistants who will negotiate things with you as far as time. Like let's say you want to create a particular product, and you know that it's going to sell. It's going to take 2 months for it to come to market, but you don't have the time to do it because you're busy doing this other stuff in your business. You can talk to your virtual assistant about that. Help me create this business. Don't let me pay you 2 months down the road once it's created. It's like people who join masterminds,
right.
paid masterminds.
Right.
And paid masterminds can go all the way up to 6 figures a year.
Yes, they can.
And you don't pay for those masterminds with the money that you already have. You pay for those masterminds with the money that you're going to make while you're in that mastermind.
Okay.
So it really is an investment.
So what you really have to do, what I hear you saying in simpler terms, is that you have to you got to get help so that you can free up your time to be in your own creativity and brilliance, or whatever that is. And then you're going to have to ask for people to work with you and trust in you and believe in you in terms of payment. If we don't ask, we don't ever know.
Oh, absolutely. You don't ask, the answer is already no.
Okay. All right. So we were talking about, so that's really how a CEO would do things if they weren't, super funded with, major amounts of money, right? That's what they would do.
Yeah, what a CEO does is a CEO looks for the solution. It doesn't occur to them that there isn't one. So, you have to be somewhat creative about doing this. And, entrepreneurs work totally different than employees.
Yes.
With employees, everything is sort of linear.
Yes.
I do this work, I get paid. I'm trading my time for money. Entrepreneurs, it's really about, okay, this is where I want to go, and this is what I want to produce. Now, how am I going to get there?
Right.
And, so everything is negotiable.
And I think what we have to state is that, CEOs or people with the CEO mindset, they still have fear. They still have fears of all kinds of things, but they just figure out a way to walk through it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what leadership is.
One of the things that was talked about at one of these conferences that I was at was that part of being a successful entrepreneur or even just a successful person in life is really getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I just thought that was a great way of putting it. And how we do that.
Yeah, and being uncomfortable with ambiguity, because we all want guarantees.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll do this as long as it's guaranteed to work.
Right.
Not really very few things in life work that way.
Right.
And we're looking for a guarantee, and that's playing to not lose.
It's playing it really safe.
It's completely playing to not lose is different than playing to win.
Yeah.
Playing to win is where you step out in faith, and you have no idea sometimes how it's going to work out. You just know that it's just easier to course correct. It's easier to change lanes while you're moving, but you just know you've got to be moving, and so it prevents you from being paralyzed. If you're playing to not lose, then you're waiting for somebody to tell you it's all going to work out perfectly, and therefore now you can go take action. It's backwards.
That's great. That's great stuff, Ann. All right, stay with me. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show. I'll be right back with Ann Vertel.